founder of Women on the Wall, the acronym is WOW, and the director of the Israel Religious Action Center, Anat Hoffman, was arrested at the Western Wall in Jerusalem for wearing a tallit. And here's why we're all wearing a tallit tonight. And reciting the Shema out loud, something we do together every week, as do many Jews all over the world. I'll be talking more about the situation and its history and showing a short film clip about it on Tuesday night at our Topics in Judaism class as we continue our discussion about the differences in movements of Judaism and types of Judaism. The situation of women being threatened or harassed for praying out loud at the wall has been going on since 1988. I know because Tracy and I were there in Jerusalem when it started, and I was among the first group that got tear gas there at the wall, with one of our group also badly injured. So if you want to know more and talk more about it, come Tuesday night, 7:30 here. But in the meantime, tonight when we recite the Shema, as we will in just a few minutes, we want to invite any and all of you to put on a tallit if you're comfortable to do so, or plan to join a friend under their tallit, and join us on the bima here to recite the Shema out loud and proud together while cameras record what we are doing. The Shema is being offered in similar ways tonight, lots of places, and actually all this week it has been offered that way in lots of places. Our friends at the Temple of Isaiah, the temple where we go for our days of awe, are doing this tonight too. And if the recordings come out okay, we'll post it on websites and Facebook pages where videos of other, what are now being called Shema flash mobs have been popping up all week. And we'll also want to ask you later on to sign some online petitions in support of Anat Hoffman and Women of the Wall. We are petitioning the Israeli government and the Jerusalem city officials of the Israeli Supreme Court and the police force to pull away from the influence of the ultra-Orthodox Jews who are forcing their hands in this matter. Since Abraham first got that call from God and Sarah joined him, it should never have been the case, but sadly it often has been, that a Jew who longed to come closer to God through Judaism should have been stopped from doing so by other Jews. Lech lecha, go for your own sake, said God to Abraham, and through Abraham, to each of us. Perhaps that is why the Shema, short and sweet, is often called the watchword of the Jewish people. It's not a prayer, but a pronouncement, a reminder. Hear, O Israel. Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. God is our God. God is one. I invite you to listen to your own heart in the next moments as you decide whether to put on a tallit and whether to join us on the bima. And if you do, bring your prayer book with you. Perhaps you will come up because you want simply to stand in solidarity with Anat Hoffman and Women of the Wall. Or perhaps you'll come up because you want to stand in solidarity with our BCC friends who are traveling in Israel right now and who just this afternoon stood at the Western Wall and recited the Shema. Or perhaps you'll come up in solidarity with Jews throughout history who have at times risked their safety to pray in a tallit and to pray out loud. Perhaps you are seeking a way to draw closer to God or to Judaism or to the people in this room. Perhaps you will do it because wearing a tallit and reciting the Shema out loud is already part of your prayer tradition, and you don't want it threatened. Or perhaps you've never worn a prayer shawl or said the Shema, and you just want to know what it feels like. Perhaps you just want to be on camera. You never know who's watching. Or maybe you suffer from the condition known as FMS, afraid to miss something. Whatever it is that will get you up here on the bima, whatever the reasons, if you can find your way up here, please do so now and bring your prayer book, because we'll stay up here to read BCC's version in English of the Yahata. It comes right after. And give us a moment as we gather to get the camera in place and also allow our camera to be part of it. Shema is on page 30.
Don't hit him.
Let's read together on page 31 at the top. Hear, O Israel,
Just as God is one, so are we. Just as you shall love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, so shall you love all people. Teach love, compassion, and understanding to your children when you sit in your home, while you walk on your way, when you retire, and when you arise. Bind these words as a sign on your arm, so that you may fight against prejudice between your eyes, so that you may not be blind to the suffering of others, and write them on the doorposts of your homes and gates, so that you remind yourself and others that intolerance will not be tolerated within these walls.
You may be seated.